All right, housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
So I know you've done some stuff, Jack, because you told me.
Oh yeah, I carried on reading Berserk, which is just good.
The comic?
I can't remember
Is
what
it
we
a
gave
comic?
it when we. Yeah, it's a manga.
Yeah. I've heard of this.
Yeah, it's like I think it's quite famous for being like
Yeah, I've heard of it.
pretty early on and shit.
I
But
like some comics.
we did it for an episode of Nerd on Nerd ages ago, and I think we both liked it, Liam, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But I think.
Or you were a bit iffy. You weren't sure, but you wanted to keep reading.
Well, it was because we'd heard that it was really shocking and extreme, and that's kind of why I wanted to read it. And then the first book wasn't that shocking or extreme.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then it gets there.
Yeah, it does start to do some pretty fucked up stuff. But it's like, I don't know why I didn't keep reading it at the time, because I've got back into it and I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm like on volume 5 or 6.
Oh, you're pretty much up to where I am now.
Yeah, I think I've probably caught up to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Or around.
We had some
yeah.
tweets. Oko Ortiz tweeted us saying, "That's bullshit. Where's fair use?" And this is because YouTube have removed one of our videos.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We had
Sucks.
for Culture Swap, we did Train to Busan a few episodes ago.
Uh-huh.
And we used the poster in the YouTube video.
They took that for a
what?
picture?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the fact,
So here's the thing, is we looked it up, and fair use is fucking confusing.
Yeah.
Because we think that we're okay. We think that we should be alright, and that we should be allowed to use it. But also, it's not, like, super clear. Because we're reviewing, and then but then there's all this other stuff where people are like, oh, you know, it's sort of up to whoever it goes to, which ends up being a judge. And
Yeah.
to be honest, I can't afford to go to court over using a poster
Yeah,
in a
fuck
YouTube
that.
video.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
change the picture. I agree.
Yeah.
I still don't understand how you can go on YouTube and find any clip of any movie ever just uploaded by random guys, but then I put something up and it gets flagged immediately. Like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong.
well, the other
Yeah.
thing that bothers me is we haven't monetized that video,
Right.
So we're not getting anything out of it. If anything, it's just like free promotion for this movie.
Exactly.
So, and we were actually really favourable about the film. Like, we liked it. So,
Yeah, it's a good film.
I don't... Honestly, fuck YouTube, basically. Or fuck the people on YouTube that go around fucking flagging this bullshit.
Yeah, it's not YouTube themselves. Like, they're in a shit situation where, you know, they were this free platform, and then when people started doing stuff that infringed on copyright, their company gets put in a dodgy situation where it's like,
Yeah.
well, technically you're letting these people do it. How are you going to fix this so we don't sue you?
I think the issue
I get
is
it.
fair use is such a grey area that we're 90% sure we're right, but one, because we haven't monetized it, there's nothing in it for us to actually fight this. And then two, we are only 90% right, like we're 90% sure that we're okay to do this, and we have zero actual legal know-how when it comes to this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it.
We had some tweets from Mark who said, "The D&D map argument, I'm all Team Jack.
Thank you.
Bullshit." Just utter
Well,
bullshit.
so we started playing D&D, and Liam had a big go at me because I'm the dungeon master and I like using maps. That caused a big argument on Nerd. But we've recently, Liam, we played the second game.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think after we recorded the episode where we fell out, I did say to you, I'm just being a dick on purpose to cause an argument.
Yeah, you didn't say that on the episode. You said it
Oh,
afterwards.
no, fuck no.
Yeah.
No. Because then I messaged you and I was like, oh, I have actually thought about this before and have a solution that I think will work.
Yeah.
So we then
just
played
to
our
be
second
clear,
game.
Just to be clear, my issue wasn't that you were using the maps. The maps were such a focus that it felt more like playing a board game than playing like Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Yeah, which is reasonable.
Yeah.
But I was doing it to ease in the new players we've got. But in the second game, we've sort of resolved it, haven't we, Liam?
I just didn't look at the map.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
I'm cool with.
Yeah, so that's good. And then he said, regarding The Last Starfighter, I saw it when I was very young, back in 1987-ish. I have not seen it for many years, and was planning on rewatching it again to give you the full review, but I didn't get time. But your episode inspired me to rewatch.
Good.
Oh, fair enough.
So that's good. And Lee just tweeted us about, you know, what a good time he had being on the show, that sort of stuff.
Oh, well.
You know, obviously, you know, it's great to be on the show. Amanda tweeted us saying...
Isn't it Joey and Joe?
It is. It's great. I love it.
I just wouldn't get your hopes up for a precedent to be set. Like, I don't know if we're going to be tweeting you saying how great it is, but we are enjoying ourselves today. I don't want... although now that I've said that, I guess we do have to tweet you.
We're gonna
Next
send
time.
proper cards.
Next
I
time,
need
housekeeping is gonna
addresses.
be great.
I need thank yous. I'm gonna send out thank yous.
Fantastic.
Hey, can we get physical mailing addresses so we can send you notes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe some chocolate.
Pictures of
Amanda
ourselves.
tweeted us saying that she was listening in her car. Jack says he taught Liam how to wipe himself, and I laugh hysterically. Think I scared the dude in the car next to me. To which I responded, when you say that, it makes our show sound weird. And she
It's
said,
not.
haha, I feel like it also makes me look weird, but that topic does come up a fair amount in your episodes, and I laugh every time. And I just said that topic comes up too much if you ask me.
Well,
And we don't need to bring it up again.
well, I feel like Joe and Joey are sitting here and they're thinking, well, I don't know what this.
I don't know
Jack
what it's
teaching Liam to
about.
wipe
I would
himself.
like
What
to.
can-
I would like to hear it.
Exactly. Liam, at the age of what? So we were at uni, Liam. So you'd have been 20.
I think I was like 21, 22.
No, it was later than that.
Okay, maybe
Because you're
23.
4 years older than me.
Yeah,
and
maybe 23.
I was 18 when I went to uni.
Alright, so maybe 22.
I think 22, 23.
Yeah, alright.
Liam revealed to me that he didn't know how to wipe his own ass. I think he was talking about how difficult it was, and then I was
How
like,
does that
"You're-"
how does that come up in conversation?
I mean, me and Liam are weird.
Yeah.
I will admit that me and Liam are weird.
Yeah, okay.
This we know.
The thing is,
But something had come up. Liam was talking about how difficult his life was wiping.
I'd never been
And
told.
then I quizzed him, and it turned out he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. So I had to explain
Yeah.
to someone
Did you
4 years
show
my
him?
senior.
Or did
No,
was
no,
there
no.
YouTube videos involved? Or like
No, I think I just sat him down. I bought him a book once called Liam Learns to Wipe.
Yeah,
Okay.
for children. Oh no,
was it literally
it
called
was,
Liam Learns to Wipe?
No, it was
think-
it was actually called Liam Goes Poo in the Toilet, I think.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That makes me
It was
It
so.
was a
I was so
child's
happy when I
book.
found
Dude,
it.
that's fucking incredible. I can't believe that you found it with his name in it and everything. That's so
Yeah,
I know.
with my name in it.
How amazing is that?
It's great. Yeah, that's very well played. I wish I would have known you guys then just so I could have seen this play out. Like I could have heard it happening. Yeah, that's perfect.
yeah.
Wow. I dream of shit like that. So serendipitous.
Wait, Joe has this idea. Can you share your idea? It's not that exactly, but it's the wedding registry thing. It reminded
Okay.
me of that.
Okay, so again, you guys think you're weird. I think that we're pretty weird. My brain goes in weird places. I used to do a lot of drugs. I don't do a lot of drugs anymore, but my brain still operates like I do a lot of drugs. So
yeah.
I had this idea that we found. What were we doing? You were.
I was Googling myself.
He was Googling himself.
But I don't remember why that was. It was for a reason, but I don't remember why. But I was
Because I said
Googling
it's
myself.
really there's nobody else but me, but also you can't find me on the internet because I haven't done anything. So Joey's Googling himself, and he has a much more common name than I do, kind of. Not really common, but common enough that there's more than one of him. So he's Googling, and he's like, oh, check this out. I found this person's wedding registry. Joey and this chick get married. And I'm like, oh, dude, this is the idea I have. Okay, so follow me here, guys. What you do is, if I ever had a lot of expendable income, I would go online, find old wedding registries.
3 years
that-
old.
At least 3 years old. And I would send the wedding registry just one gift of the weirdest thing I could find that somebody hasn't bought yet. And just write a note sorry I missed you guys, still thinking about you. And just send off the present.
Oh, I love that idea.
That is
So
great.
you just but and then I like to imagine what would happen if a husband gets the email notification that Joe has sent you guys one knife, and it's just thinking about you guys, sorry I missed the wedding.
That one
And,
night was great.
Yeah, what a wonderful night, or yeah, great time seeing you, or something like that, right? And how they would have to explain to each other that a stranger found their registry online 3 years later and decided to send them one weird present, and just what would happen in their house when this happened.
Yeah,
So
what's
that's-
more believable,
Yeah.
that or the fact that she had an affair while they were in a relationship?
So
and
my
that-
ultimate goal is hopefully that their marriage just totally crumbles based on me sending one present from their wedding registry 4 years later.
Yeah, no, that's sort of evil genius level.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
It was a really great idea. I think it's really funny. It's very harmless, but at the same time, this could cause catastrophic shit. And they're gonna have to go pick up this present, or it's gonna get delivered to their house. And what if they're already broken up? It's there's just so many things that could happen with this.
The only downside
Yeah.
is that you don't know how it plays out.
Yeah,
yes,
that's what I was
that's the
gonna
most
say.
disappointing part about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, is that even is that even better though? Because it's like just, you know,
It could just
I
happen
don't know.
in
It's
your
like you
head.
started a fire and then you just walked away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
so
a
that's
re-
my dream.
It's
That's
a really
that's one of the
twisted.
ideas I have.
It's a really twisted version of Pay It Forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Precisely. And just leave like really cryptic notes everywhere. Like I think it would be pretty cool. Add them on Facebook afterwards. You know?
I feel like that's too close though. That wasn't a wrinkle that I knew about. That's the killer returning to the scene of the crime. Like I'm here now.
Just add one of them. Just him or just her. You know what I mean? So then they're like, well, he friended me, but like he didn't friend both of us. Like, you know, just like keep like instigating. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm now thinking about it too much.
Right? It's fun. It's fun to think about. I think it is.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, that's one of my weird ideas.
We also had a tweet from Kat, because I was asking people to tweet us about We Are Your Friends, or just Zac Efron.
Okay.
Okay.
And she said his eyes are dreamy, which
Yeah.
I can't really
Are they the bluest
argue
blue?
with.
The bluest blue.
blue?
Yeah. Tom Hogan, friend of the show, tweeted us saying, if you guys ever met Zac and could ask one question he had to answer truthfully, what would it be?
I know exactly what it is. Can I go first?
Go for it.
Did you fuck Ashley
Yeah.
Tisdale? That's exactly what I
question.
want to know.
Ah.
I know he fucked Gabriella, but I don't know if he fucked Ashley Tisdale, and I really do want to know. And then I would high five him afterwards. Either answer didn't matter,
Either
yes or
answer.
no. I'd still high five him.
That's a good question.
I'm trying to think. I don't have like a burning question for him. I think that if answering truthfully, I just want him to be on the podcast. I just want him to be on one episode. That's all I want. And for
That
them
would be great.
for him to retweet a link. Like, that's all I want. Or even honestly, you don't even have to be on the podcast. Just retweet us once.
That's not a big ask, is it, really?
No. And for the Zeffies, for the Zac Attack Awards, we are tweeting out pictures of all the nominees for every category, and then each
Joey
one,
made some awesome pictures. You
I've
guys should check
noticed.
them out.
They're
They're
great.
each
really
one
good.
we're tagging at Zac Efron. So all we need to do is for him to see one. I'm sending out
Yeah.
84 this week. All he needs to do is see one. If he sees one, and then it's like, what is this? And then goes down that
That's
rabbit
it.
hole,
Oh, perfect.
hook, line, and
I
sinker.
think but he seems like one of these guys that like sent one too many dick pics before, and his PR agent was like, "No more social media for you." You know what I mean? So I feel like he just hasn't seen it because he's not allowed to. You know, maybe he has like a restraining order or something. Who knows?
That's why I'm excited for one of the two podcasts that we're starting, or one of the three podcasts, one of the two actors that we're doing in December. I feel like more so than Zac Efron, or more so than the other guys we've done on our podcast network, more than like Nicolas Cage and Keanu Reeves and Shia LaBeouf, one of the actors we're doing, I feel like, I mean, it's still a pipe dream, but I feel like he's more engaged on social media, and
Okay,
he would
cool.
be more likely to see something that we tag him in,
Can
and then
you
go from
reveal
there.
who that is, or is that like top secret?
We can give you a hint, or do you want to bleep it out? Because we do the bleep noise on our episodes.
I mean,
Yeah, I can bleep it.
are you going to remember to bleep it, Jack?
Yeah, I'll make a note.
Kid, well done.
Oh, nice.
I still like, because he's obviously a massive movie star, and
Yeah.
I have no.
But he's a little bit younger. He's kind of fun, right?
Well, Zac
So,
Efron's
like,
young too, though.
yeah, but I told you, Zac Efron has a restraining order. He's not allowed to use Twitter anymore.
Yeah, his tweets are very boring.
I
Yeah.
just feel like of all the people that we could do a podcast about, this guy is one who could sort of see the irony, see the humor in it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like going
yeah.
through all my movies and just like even these weird ones that nobody's ever heard of, and not give us an hour of his time, but just like sort of quote tweet us or something. You know what I mean? Like I can see
Yeah.
that happening.
Like, this is
Like-
funny. These guys are weird. Anything like that.
We're planning on doing like a spin-off show where we go through. Right, this sounds like a great idea on paper. It's going to be horrible doing it. We're going to go through all of the films that the Asylum have released.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a
And
terrible,
we're-
terrible idea.
Yeah, no, I know.
I love them.
Joey, didn't you tell me about this?
Yeah,
The
so
Asylum?
so the Asylum is like the movie studio that like when Avengers is coming out in theaters in a month, they'll go
Yes.
do like The Amazings and then put it out on Blu-ray
That's
Yes.
right.
at convenience stores and gas stations and bodegas, and people are like,
Yeah.
oh, this
Yeah.
movie's in theaters, I can just buy it here.
Yeah, it's basically to trick grandparents into
Yes.
getting these shitty knockoffs for their grandkids, and their grandkids are like, "Oh, thanks, that's exactly what
Yeah,
I
they
wanted."
did Snakes on a Train. That's right.
Yeah.
or
Bad film.
Transmorphers.
Yeah, Transmorphers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I
They
get it.
they also did the Alan Quartermain movies, who are the Indiana Jones
Yep.
knockoff, right?
Yeah,
Yep. That's
How many movies
Yeah.
have they done? They've done like hundreds, right?
Oh, they've done loads.
So we're gonna do it We're gonna do one episode a month, I think, is the plan.
235
And
is what I have a list at right now.
the best thing is they release about sort of
15 a
20
year?
films a year.
Yeah.
So we're never gonna catch up to them.
You'll never be better than this.
No.
Wait, Joe.
We will
Joe,
never
what
be
was the
better
idea
than
that
this.
we had for Film Club? There was somebody like that I wanted to do. Do you remember what I'm talking about? It wasn't The Asylum. It was something like The Asylum. We're like, oh, it'd be awesome to see all their movies. And we're like, oh, no, there's way too many of them.
No, I don't remember. I honestly don't.
Hold on, I'm looking it up right now. Do you guys know, are you familiar with... Canon Films. You guys know Canon Films.
Yeah.
Like, they're...
What is-
I don't.
So Canon
is Canon?
Films is like The Apple and Death Wish and Cobra and
A lot of
The
like
Last
Roger
American
Corman
Virgin.
films, right?
What's
A
that?
lot of Roger Corman films, if I'm right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Canon Films is like the
Street
Asylum.
Night. Yeah, Street Night. I remember this
Yeah,
one.
it's like it's that sort of level of movie, but not a knockoff of things.
Okay, I get
Got
it.
And it's made with a lot of heart. Like there's two guys who pretty much like made all of these movies, and they would just like churn them out, and it was just. And they did that documentary a couple years ago called Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, that's right.
The untold story of Canon Films, which I think is on Netflix. But that's sort of, I think, that's my American version of watching all the Asylum films. Like something
Yeah.
I'm also
Yeah.
never going to do, but something that would be really fun in theory on paper.
Well, we're hoping that we could maybe, potentially down the road a little bit, start getting some of the maybe cast or crew that work on these films to
Oh, yeah.
hopefully like
For
either
sure,
guest
yeah.
or see us, because, you know, if they're working in Asylum films, I'm hoping that they'll just kind of take what they can get, really.
Yeah, right? I feel like that. I agree. I think you have a chance.
And maybe that's a
Believe
way
in
to like
yourself.
sort of whittle the list down. Like you just reach out to all of them, and whoever says yes, then you do those movies.
Oh, that could be a good idea.
That's a good idea.
yeah.
That is a good idea.
To go back to Tom's tweet, I think the question I'd like to ask Zach would be, what would it take for him to agree to a High School Musical 4?
Oh,
How much
a
cocaine?
lot of weed. A big bag of weed. That's
So
what it would
much.
take.
Or also, like, what do I have to do to get you to love me?
In a romantic way or in a friendship way? Or just
Whatever
however?
he's willing to do. Whatever he's willing. Don't mind.
What if he was like, you have to like totally get some plastic surgery to look just like little Franco? And then
If
I'll
he can
be
pay
your
for
friend.
it, sure.
Okay.
Jack, have you got a question for Zach?
Yeah, I'd say Mr. Efron.
Mister, you're very proper about. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd be polite. I'd be polite. I'd probably. Do you know what? I'd probably play him the recording of this episode because that doesn't count as a question. And at the end, I'd say, "What do you think about these three?"
That works.
Fair
I like
enough.
that.
That's kind of it for housekeeping, but I wanted to talk about your Zeffies because I have issues.
Okay, let's do
Okay.
it.
So do you want to explain what the Zeffies are?
Hey, go ahead,
You
Joe.
want me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as we were going through the Zac Efron films, we've now seen all of them. Zac Attack, we talked about that. We noticed some trends in Zac Efron movies.
Which I'm sure even Jack knows at least one of these trends.
Yeah. First of all, he's always shirtless in the movies. Second of all,
Yeah.
he cries in a lot of them. There's a lot of tears in these movies.
Yep.
And so when we were like, we started playing games about like guessing how he was going to be shirtless and crying, and we started realizing,
Which also, by the way, I don't think we ever talked about Liam. When Liam did the guesses for Summerland, you were
were the
actually kind of
closest.
close on some things.
Oh, really?
you were by far the closest of how he was going to be shirtless and crying,
But you
I did
also
not
guessed
know
that they
that.
were going to move to a place called Winterland, and
which was just
that
incredible
wasn't
still.
that
That's
wasn't
still
anywhere
one of my
close to what
favorite
actually
guesses
happened.
Oh, that's a shame.
Hands down, that's probably my favorite guess in the history of playing that game. Is
Oh, and
they're
also,
moving from Summerland to Winterland.
I don't know if you listened to any of the episodes afterwards, because I totally get it why you wouldn't want to, but everyone who hears that episode likes you so much more than they like
write
us.
in and just tell us that you're just the best, and that they really enjoyed that you were on the show, and you were the best guest we've ever had.
That's
Hands
not an
down.
exaggeration. We've heard that from 4 or 5 different people. We've had more compliments about you than anyone. And this is not us just lying because we're on this podcast. Like, people love
No.
you. They love
Yeah,
you.
seriously, they were really, really stoked about you. Matt in the car, our friend, we made him listen to it in the car, and he was like, "Dude, this kid is hilarious."
Yeah,
Like,
because
I really
we were listening. Joe and I were driving with one of our friends to different breweries here, and we just listened to the episode. And every time me and Joe would make a joke, he wouldn't respond, and then you would just say anything, and he would just crack up. We're like, "What is going on?"
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, he loved it.
Can I just super quickly interject?
Here we go.
Just
Here we
complain,
fucking go.
you two. I'm real annoyed that you didn't just say to me before we started recording. You could have taken me aside and you could have said, "Look, Jack, we're going to compliment Liam because what you've done is just I'm going to hate this for the rest of Nerd on Nerd. He's never going to let this drop."
So here's our proposition to you. If you like that actor that we mentioned before, or if you like Fast and Furious movies, or if you like this other actor, which we can't give you too many exclusives on this episode, you can be on, and you can win over our audience for that.
Yes, you're welcome to join and just totally fuck over Liam and become the #1 favorite UK correspondent.
But also, Jack, just to let you know, later in this episode, we're going to have some harsh words for Liam, so I know that you're in a low place right now, but you're going to be riding high shortly.
Oh, I'm excited for this.
That makes me happy.
Okay, so back to the Zeffies.
Yeah.
Zeffies,
Yeah.
we so throughout, like, we were watching all the movies, we're kind of arguing what we like about each one, what kind of things we like, and we're like, you know what, we should do an award show at the end. Like, we've watched all of them, we should go through and pick, the best movie, the best characters, the best female characters. We're going to do it kind of like the Oscars. We're going to throw in a shirtless, we're going to throw in a crying, and this is what we're going to come down to.
We have 12 categories.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be honest, most of the categories I have no issues with, and they make complete sense.
Good.
Okay.
My issue is the first category is what is Zac Efron's best film,
Yep.
and you've neglected to include his best film as one of the options.
What's his best film?
What is his best film?
It's the first High School Musical.
Well, you're wrong, though.
I mean, you've got High School Musical 2, which is maybe the worst of the trilogy. It's
Oh, no,
that's hands down the best one.
Is it
Three
though?
is the worst.
3 is the worst by far.
I
Which
mean,
is
to
why
be fair,
I agree on
look,
that.
Jack, 3's the only one you watch sober.
Yeah, and it was the worst one.
For sure.
And it also had the biggest budget, and it was actually in theaters. That's why it's in our most disappointing category.
This is the issue I'm having, you see.
Yep.
Because I like 2,
Yeah.
they're not even in high school for most of it.
Well, they're high school age. They're just not at high school.
The songs are
Yeah.
better. I mean,
Sharpay's hotter.
yeah, dude, the scene of him crying and throwing sand with both hands should
The
win
Bet
you
on
over.
It song. Yeah.
I mean, I do
Yeah.
like the angry dance scene, yeah.
Yes, like that's
Oh, yeah, I'd forgotten the angry dance scene.
Yeah.
see.
Although
still-
in High School Musical 3, even though we're both disappointed by that, the song "Scream," which is basically him in the Inception music video, that's
Yeah.
pretty wonderful too.
It's Jamiroquai.
It
It's
is.
like Jamiroquai doing Virtual Insanity, right?
Yep.
That one, yeah, that's a good one.
And then for your worst film, you have
Yep.
liberal arts as an option, which surprised me.
Well, we hated that movie,
God, it was bad.
See,
and
I
he's
quite
barely
liked
in it.
He is barely in it.
Did you see that awkward moment?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, that's. I mean, liberal arts is in it, but obviously there's a real winner in that category.
I also have a massive crush on Elizabeth Olsen, and I love her in everything. And that movie, she
was
couldn't
just-
even save that movie.
That was just Ted Mosby trying to fuck an underage girl the whole movie. It was. Ugh.
Because didn't he
Yeah,
write and
I
direct
could
it also?
relate.
Oh Jesus, Liam.
Touche. Yeah, there you go. Okay, fair.
No, I watched it and I liked it, and then I recommended it to my friend, and he was just like, "Why the fuck did you make me watch this? I
Good.
hated every moment of it."
Yeah.
So
You should have your
maybe-
friend
Yeah.
vote for the Zeffies, and maybe he'll vote for that for worst film.
I will let him know. But yeah, all of the others I'm fine with. I was just very surprised that High School Musical 1 wasn't an option.
First of all, it's like it's too easy of an option, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people haven't seen as many Zeph movies as we have, so if we put
I
High
mean,
School
what is
Musical
wrong
in
with
there,
them?
it's a good chance that it would win just because it's the most popular and well
Right.
known.
Like that's why I'm afraid that Neighbors is gonna like just blow everything away because that's the movie that everybody's seen. Like more than
Dirty
anything else,
Grandpa.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or as you guys know it, or as Joe originally knew it, Bad Neighbors.
Did you know the story?
Yes. Yeah, well,
I-
that's what we know it as.
So
yeah.
Joe has
Oh,
a
really?
Yeah.
that's the UK title. But Joe has a dumb story about this.
No, I found a copy of the movie somehow that was titled Bad Neighbors, and I just always called it Bad Neighbors because that's how I saw, like, that was the title when I watched it.
And then his wife is like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, what movie are you talking about? I'm like,
Well, yeah.
Bad Neighbors, Bad Neighbors. And she's like, that movie's just called Neighbors, and you're an idiot. So yeah,
the reason why we call it Bad Neighbours in the UK is because there's a popular Australian soap called
Oh, right,
Neighbours.
yes. Mm-hmm.
oh.
And apparently us Brits are too dumb to notice the difference between an Australian soap and a, like, relatively successful movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
was the sequel called Bad Neighbors 2, or was it just called Neighbors 2 Sorority Rising?
It was Bad Neighbours too.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
But yeah, that's it for housekeeping.